So, I've been talking an awful lot about texture packing lately, and today I'm going to show you exactly what that entails. Now, you can see here is the texture file for my wonderful pants texture. So we've got our normal map, part of our normal map base. There we go. No? Okay. Our normal map base here. Stitch. There we go. So that's our normal map base that we use to make our, there we go, to make our normal maps with. That's a, sorry, height map that I use to bake out normal maps. And then we've got a specular, and we've got a diffuse, which is just blank, because, wait, no. Well, it's okay. The actual diffuse looks slightly different. But what we want to do now is pack them into a single texture. Now, for UE4, specifically, in this case, we're doing UE4. Now you can use whatever photo editing program you want, Photoshop, GIMP. I'm using Krita today, but yeah, this will work fine for all of them. I'll tell you what's different when we get to those points. So, first thing to go through is channels. Now you'll see here, I've got a grayscale image, but I'm using all three channels, and this is three different images. Now if you're looking at a color image, so say if we go back into the original of this and go to this channel, right, this channel, isolate it, we go here, you can see that each of these channels is now different. That's because each color has its own channel. So we get rid of the blue, gets rid of the blue channel, and now it looks like slightly more yellow. Get rid of the red, and we're going to end up with the green image, because, well, not green, because green's the only thing that's showing, so it's not going to be green. It's just going to be black and white. Now, problem is, when we de-isolate this and we go to black and white, if we're just using black and white for something like a specular or in my case, diffuse, I'm just using a grayscale diffuse, it's still going to be using all three color channels, and that means you're using 3 times the memory for just one channel. So, what we can do is something called texture packing. Now, best way to explain it would just be to jump right in and get to it. So 2048 by 2048, that's the size of our texture. Create. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull in the pre-prepared textures. Now if you don't know how to do this, then I'll be putting in some other tutorials, but so far we've got our diffuse, our specular, and a stitching mask. So, I'm just going to go like so. I'm just going to drag them all in. Do this exact same way in Photoshop. Insert many layers in Krita, and here we go. I'm just going to scrap these two, because they're not useful. And now you can see our 3 black and white images. Now, here's the magic. In Photoshop, you do this slightly differently. You Control C for each layer. You make a new layer, and then Control Shift C on each layer. And then you switch off the layers you don't want. Click on the one you do. Control Shift V. That'll paste it straight in. But for Krita, has a nifty little feature whereby we can just right-click, Properties, switch off the channels we don't want. There we go. Excuse me. So now this is only using the blue channel. We go Properties in here. This one's only using the green. We go here. This channel's only using red. And you can see, and depending on the textures you're packing in, you can get some rather spectacular rainbow effects. But for now, for this one, it's fairly similar textures, so you're only getting slight differences, but these differences can be quite important. So, for example, we've got our diffuse, which is pretty much all just the same, because, you know, it's all the same kind of material. The stitches are made of the same stuff as the main material. But for the stitch, completely different, because this is a mask, so you know, they have to be hard differences. And for the specular, different again. Different heights are going to be reflecting at different amounts. You can also pack in stuff like your roughness, metallic if it's got metallic, and other masks if you've got grime and grime, blood, other things. So this is our packed texture. Let's go. Oh, and you can also stick stuff in the alpha channel. That can get a bit tricky depending on your engine. Generally, I mean, unless you're really confident in what you're doing, I'd avoid sticking stuff in the alpha, especially with normal maps. Don't stick in UE4. It doesn't like you sticking stuff in the packing stuff into the normals alpha channel. Uh, so, I'm gonna save it out, and we're gonna pull it into UE4. So just save as a TGA and pants packed. So we're just gonna save over this one, and that's okay. And over into UE4. Now you see here in UE4, I am using 3 separate textures. This is just for when I was working stuff out. We're going to replace all 3 of these 3-channel textures with one packed texture. So, just a new... Oh, hang on, wait. Go into here. We're in our pants section. We have pants packed. I'm just going to re-import that. But if you're going from scratch, you just drag and drop it in. And with that selected, we're going to go back into our material, add a texture sample, bring it over, and there it is. Now, going back into Critter, I probably should have written this down, but blue channel is our diffuse. Blue channel, the order's different here. So we're just replacing our diffuse here with the blue channel. Properties. The stitch is our green channel. So green channel, that's our stitch mask. Just pop it, replace that. And I'll replace this while I'm at it. So that's that one completely disconnected, and you'll see looks well. It's gone slightly different because I made some updates to the texture in the meantime. And last but not least, the red channel is going to be our specular. Plug that in there, and voila! There we go. It's exactly the same texture. Obviously, changed it a little in the meantime, but it should be the exact same texture, but using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fewer channels. So, you know, exact same result for a third of the textures. So I hope you found something useful here, and I'll see you all later.